Hello and welcome to another session from Ark ICT on Teams training. In this session we're just going to cover over the calls function in Microsoft Teams. So on the Me space I'm going to hit calls, and then on the We space we've got all the different bits and pieces that we can have. So we have speed dial, so there's my speed dials. We have contacts, different contacts, history and voicemail. So let's just have a quick look at our speed dials. So I can add a speed dial if I wish. So I'm just going to add a speed dial of Joe. Joe is one of our ICT advisors. So and I do actually speak to him a fair bit. So he's now in my speed dial group up here, which I can collapse and expand whenever I wish. This is a different group. This is just a group of people, so I could call that that might have been a mistype of some description. So we can have different people in this group, and we can actually we can have different people in this group, so that they're just up here quite easy for us to find. We can also delete groups as well, so we can rename groups, we can delete groups, and we can add contacts to the group. So I'm just going to delete that one. I'm going to confirm that I would like to delete that, and we can rename stuff as well. So let's just rename a group. So instead of pupil 1, let's just call this one happy. Why not? I'm happy today. Okay. I apologise, by the way, if at any point you get annoyed with the sound. I'm actually in my boss's office today, and because there's nobody else here, it's a bit kind of hollowy. So we have a happy group, which has pupil 1 and Ark teacher. We can obviously add people to it as well, so I'm going to add a contact to that particular group, and I'm just going to say it's let's go with Ark pupil 2. Here we go. So if I wanted to create different groups for different people, I've got other contacts, and there's some suggestions that my other contacts. Oh dear, look at that. Yeah, so I can add people, I can remove people. Again, I can remove from this group, so we just click on the 3 dots in that particular person, and we can do that. If we have a look at the way that we can create a group, it is just, you simply, let's just create a group. Here we go, and then it will say who would I like to invite to the group eventually. It's down in here, here's engineer, click the 3 buttons, add a contact to the group. So then I can actually add Tony. Why not? Hi Tony. Add. There you go. Tony is in my engineer group. I want to oh, excuse me. I'm going to add somebody else now. Let's add Matt. Hi Matt. There we go. And I can carry on and just add the various people that I want to. No problem at all. So our speed dial groups are quite nicely there, and we've got different groups for different things. So that's our speed dial and groups. Contacts. Obviously I have access to all the contacts in my organisation, but these are just contacts that Teams has put up there for me. So if I wanted to, for the sake of example, we don't have, is Andy in there? Andy's not in there, so let's have a look for Andy. Oh look, there's no Andy, and I'm sat there thinking, well, hang on, I know there's an Andy. There is no Andy because Andy's not there. If this was a long list, so in your specific contacts you had lots and lots of people in your groups and stuff, they would all pop up down here. If it was somebody that we wanted to here we go, there's Andy. There's Andy now, so I'm going to add Andy. Andy's now in my list of contacts. Just because somebody's not in my list down here doesn't mean to say that I can't actually call them. So I'm just going to hit make a call. There's lots and lots of people that aren't in this list, like Lawrence, for the sake of example, is not in this list, but I can call Lawrence if I want to. Let's have a look. If I wanted to, Jackie Horsepole, who's our administrator, she's obviously not in this list on that right hand side, but I can call Jackie if I want to, and as long as she's got Teams open, I can have a video call or just a voice call, and they're all quite happily within my organisation, and that's what we can do. Okay, if I actually call somebody like Jackie and she's not at her desk or is busy, doing whatever, I can actually leave her a voicemail, and people can leave me voicemails as well, which is really nice. There's a history, so these are all the people that I've phoned or have phoned me. So obviously you can see incoming and outgoing. I missed a call, obviously, from Joe, so I rang him back, sort of about 6-7 minutes later or whatever, and said, "Hi Joe, how you doing? Sorry about that." So there's a nice list. It's very easy to phone somebody straight from this list if I want to. You literally just click their name and then you click call or video call. I'm not going to, by the way. And here's our voicemail. If any voicemails come in, so if somebody leaves me a voicemail, it appears in here and it says no voicemails yet, but when you get some, you'll get transcripts too. So you can turn on transcripts, which is really nice. It doesn't always work particularly well, but it's nice. We have this facility, and obviously you can delete your voicemails once you've heard them, listen to them, action them, and you also will get a notification in your activity up here that obviously you've got a voicemail, and I believe if it's set up properly, it actually emails you in your Outlook that you've got a voicemail as well. So these are just very easy ways of making calls and keeping in touch with people. As teachers, we can call a student, but as a student, we can't call teachers. And when we're going to call somebody like a student, let's actually, I can't do that. Okay, no, that's a stupid idea. So I'm going to call sort of me, which should come through on my mobile. So I'm going to answer that on my mobile. It's on mute, but I'm going to turn the speaker off. Turn the speakers off, it's fine. Now that I've got a call going between me and somebody else, what we can do is we can add other people to our call. So if we wanted to, we can quite simply, if we go to the show participants, and we can invite somebody else to this call. So if I wanted to, I can invite Andy if I wanted to, or Joe or Phil or anybody else I want. So what we could actually do is, if we're looking to phone to call a student, what we would do is we would call a teacher first, so that there's 2 teachers before we even look at going to the student. Once we've got those 2 teachers on the call, then we can actually add our pupil. So that way you've got your 2 teachers, you've got that 2-to-1 ratio. You're not having a 1-to-1 with the student, so you're not going to phone the student and add a teacher. You add the teacher. Sorry, you phone the teacher and add the pupil. I hope that makes sense. I'm just going to hang up because that's coming through my iPhone over there, which is quite weird and annoying. So, and if we look in my activity now, it will say nothing. Love it. If we look in calls, which is actually where I meant to go, in our history of calls, here we go. I phoned me. Basically, I phoned me. Like I said, I've got 3 different accounts that I've had set up for Teams for training people and stuff. So that's my history there. So that's calls. You can't, unfortunately, make a call outside of your organisation. So you can't sort of, phone your sister by tapping in her phone number because you don't have the enterprise license. We have the educational licenses. You can do that with an enterprise license, but by law, that is an upgrade. So that's a very quick sort of overview of calls. There's not really much to say. They're calls. They are calls. And we can just speed dial and group dial people as well. So I hope you found this video interesting. I hope you found it useful, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.